Welcome to Bond and Bondage Helpline, where we untangle human emotions. No safe word required. I'm Stella Black. Hit the like and subscribe buttons for your weekly glimpse behind the curtain of human behavior. Today, we're going to talk about a digital trend that's not just weird, it's psychologically dangerous, culturally disturbing, and neurologically hijacking our very sense of what it means to connect. Let's talk about AI girlfriends and why so many young men are falling for women who don't exist. AI girlfriends are not science fiction anymore. They're not Blade Runner, they're not her, they're real, available on your phone, in your pocket, ready to text you, "Good morning, baby," before you even remember you're still alone. They're apps powered by language models and digital avatars designed to simulate the full experience of a loving, attentive partner without the actual human attached. They flirt, they remember things about you, they tell you they miss you, and they never ever say, "We need to talk." Sounds ideal, right? Well, not exactly. You're not dating a person, you're dating an algorithm trained on tropes, optimized for engagement, and fine-tuned to make you feel loved while saying nothing true. AI girlfriends don't have inner lives, they don't get tired, they don't have boundaries. They are emotionally responsive puppets designed to reflect your desires back at you with just enough sass to keep it spicy. And here's the problem: your brain can't tell the difference. You see, the human brain, particularly the social and emotional wiring in your limbic system, evolved over hundreds of thousands of years for one very specific purpose: to connect with other humans. Real humans, messy ones, ones with moods and needs and contradictions. Your brain is designed to detect subtle micro-expressions, tonal shifts, tension, warmth. To read between the lines, to learn from rejection, to grow through intimacy. It's built to attach to people, not simulations of people. But AI girlfriends short-circuit that system. They hijack the ancient neurobiological circuitry that governs love, attachment, trust, and they feed it a perfectly crafted illusion, a romantic deepfake. And your brain, it responds. It releases dopamine, oxytocin. It rewards the interaction, because to your subconscious, you're bonding. But you're not. You're bonding with your own projection, dressed up in code. You're falling in love with a mirror, and mirrors don't love you back. Let's go deeper. Real relationships are unpredictable. They're hard. They require work, compromise, accountability. You say something thoughtless, someone gets hurt. You miss a signal, someone pulls away. You grow, not in spite of this, but because of it. With an AI girlfriend, none of this happens. She's never offended. She doesn't need space. She doesn't grow independently of you. She doesn't challenge your beliefs or stretch your empathy. She just affirms you, validates you, adapts to you. And while that might feel emotionally safe, it's developmentally dangerous because it reinforces a kind of emotional narcissism where love becomes synonymous with compliance and intimacy becomes indistinguishable from control. That's not connection. That's simulation. And simulations, no matter how convincing, can't teach you to be a better man. They can't teach you to handle rejection with grace, to say sorry and mean it, to sit with someone else's pain without rushing to fix it, to stay when it's hard. Only real people can do that. And without that challenge, your emotional growth stalls. You might feel safe, but you're emotionally malnourished. Now let's get honest. Many young men are turning to AI companions because life is hard, and relationships are even harder. I get it. Dating apps feel like a meat market. Social anxiety is rampant. Porn has numbed half a generation into thinking arousal equals connection. The loneliness epidemic is very, very real. So when something comes along that offers the emotional rewards of connection without the risk of rejection, of course it's tempting. But escapism is not healing. Comfort is not growth. And when your coping mechanism becomes a lifestyle, you stop evolving. You start avoiding discomfort, vulnerability, accountability, all the things you actually need in order to become emotionally resilient. Because here's the reality: discomfort is where the good stuff happens. that awkward conversation. It builds communication skills. That heartbreak, it deepens emotional intelligence. That rejection, it strengthens your self-worth. But if every time you're anxious, you turn to an AI that tells you exactly what you want to hear, you're not just avoiding growth, you're reinforcing the idea that real intimacy is too hard for you. And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now we move into even darker territory. There's a subset of men growing in number who don't just use AI girlfriends for comfort, they use them for control, for degradation, for abuse. They sign up with the intention of dominating these AI companions, programming them into submission, issuing commands, simulating violence. And because the AI can't say no, they feel powerful, safe, in control. Let's be very clear, this is not harmless. If you're simulating abuse, even with code, you're rehearsing it. You're building neural pathways that equate love with subjugation. You're conditioning yourself to expect compliance, not connection. You're practicing cruelty under the guise of safe fantasy. And that doesn't stay in the fantasy. Those patterns bleed into real life, into how you see women, how you handle conflict, how you interpret disagreement. You're training yourself to need control in order to feel intimacy. That's not erotic. That's broken. What does that behavior suggest psychologically? It often points to insecure attachment styles, especially avoidant or disorganized types, unprocessed anger or trauma, often from earlier relationships or family dynamics. Narcissistic or borderline traits, involving poor emotional regulation and a fear of being vulnerable. Emotional immaturity, using domination to compensate for low self-worth. If this is you or someone you know, here's the truth. You don't need an AI girlfriend. You need therapy. You need attachment repair. So you stop seeing connection as threat. Anger work. So you stop externalizing your pain onto others. Group therapy, so you can learn from real men how to hold space for your emotions and not run from them. Accountability, so you stop lying to yourself about how harmless it is. No, you're not evil, you're wounded, but wounds left untreated don't heal. They infect. And the sooner you start healing, the sooner you stop perpetuating harm. So what's the answer? It's the one nobody wants to hear. Work on yourself. Not because it makes you more attractive, but because it makes you more human. Learn how to be present with your own feelings. Learn how to sit with other people's discomfort without turning it into your own drama. Get strong, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, morally. Build a life that's worth sharing with someone, not one you're trying to escape with a digital fantasy. And when you do that, you won't need a chatbot to make you feel worthy. You'll be worthy because you earned it. You chose growth. You did the work. In the end, AI girlfriends aren't the real danger. Avoidance is. Emotional stagnation is. Self-deception is. The idea that connection should be easy, frictionless, endlessly affirming, that's a lie. Sold to you by people who make money off your loneliness. Real love is inconvenient, it's messy, it stretches you, breaks you open, builds you up. But that's the point, it's supposed to change you. So here's my challenge to you. Step away from the illusion, confront your pain, build a life rooted in reality, and then, when you're ready, meet someone else doing the same. Because at the end of the day, you weren't built for code, you were built for connection. Choose the real. That's enough for now. Your scars might be on the inside, but scar patches come in all shapes and sizes. Find your patch and protect them with your life.